Today, we're talking about something called Pizza Jam. It's this wild idea that's totally flipping the script on what it means to be at a live show by basically getting rid of the audience altogether.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? It's that moment. The headliners have finished their set, but you are absolutely buzzing. You're not ready to go home. You're looking for that one late night thing, something that feels like a secret, you know? The thing everyone's going to be talking about the next day.
And then you see it. Something that feels, well, impossible. A regular fan, maybe it's their first festival ever, is up on a stage with a guitar. And then a famous artist, someone from the actual lineup, just joins them. All of a sudden, this person isn't just at the festival anymore. They are the festival. That magical, totally unscripted moment, that's the heart of Pizza Jam.
So, okay, what is this thing? Well, it's a completely different kind of show. It's a show where that line between the stage and the crowd, it just vanishes. To get it, you got to know the creator, Jeff Miller. His background is kind of the perfect recipe for this. See, he's lived in these two worlds. On one hand, he's a music journalist, so he gets the whole culture of artists and events. But on the other hand, he's a musician in his own band, so he knows firsthand how to turn a room into one giant party. And he figured out that a great show isn't just about who's on stage, it's about what the crowd becomes, together.
And you know, like all the best ideas, this whole thing wasn't really planned. It was a total accident, born from a late-night need for connection and, yeah, pizza.
So picture this. It all started at this big conference, Summit at Sea. It's super late, right? And everybody naturally ends up at the one place still serving food, a pizza parlor. And Jeff, being a musician, just kind of starts these guerrilla jam sessions. No plan, no stage, no official band, nothing.
And it all kicked off with one simple question. He just asked the room, who wants to play something? And that was it. That one little invitation changed everything. People started coming up, one person sings, another starts tapping out a rhythm, and boom. Suddenly the entire room wasn't just watching a show. They were the show. They were creating.
So, from this completely accidental jam in a pizza parlor comes the whole idea behind Pizza Jam. The audience is the band.
And this is the key thing to get. Pizza Jam is a jam session where there's no band on stage because the audience is the band. That whole line between who's performing and who's watching, it's just gone.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so it's like live band karaoke. And that's a good thought, but there's a huge difference. With karaoke, you've got a fixed band and a fixed list of songs you can sing. With Pizza Jam, absolutely nothing is fixed.
So how does this beautiful chaos actually work? Well, for starters, there's no set list. Someone in the crowd can just shout out a Nirvana song, and the next minute someone else wants to play Stevie Wonder. And you've got these facilitators who are kind of like coaches, making sure it's a super safe, encouraging space for literally anyone to jump in. It doesn't matter if you're a secret guitar hero or you just played the drums for like a semester in high school. The whole point isn't about being perfect. It's about participation.
And look, the energy is absolutely electric, for sure. But the real magic of Pizza Jam, it goes way deeper than just playing some fun cover songs. It's really about creating this genuine sense of belonging, right there in the moment.
Let me tell you this story that really gets to the heart of it. There was a woman, probably in her 50s, and she went up to Jeff Miller after a jam, and she told him about this belief she'd carried with her for her entire life, a story someone else told her that completely defined her relationship with music.
She said that the night before, she was just singing along from the couch, not even worrying about being in tune, because the vibe was so great, nobody was judging. So Jeff just walks over to her and hands her maybe the simplest instrument on earth, an egg shaker.
And he just says to her, "Tonight, you're in the band." And the next night, she was sitting right there, playing that little egg shaker like it was the most important instrument in the whole world.
I mean, that story just perfectly shows the kind of identity shift that can happen. People walk in thinking, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not musical. Then they get into this completely judgment-free space, and it creates this massive shift to, wait, I belong here. It's so much more than a music moment. It literally changes how people see themselves.
Okay, so why should a big festival care about any of this? Because Pizza Jam actually solves a real problem. It creates something totally unique, a festival within a festival.
You know how it can get late at night at a festival, right? It can kind of drift into chaos. People get disconnected. Well, Pizza Jam creates a totally different kind of gravity. It's not about just getting more wasted. It's about actually doing something together.
And that creates this awesome protective community feel.
So the dream setup is this: a dedicated late-night stage. From like 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., you've got 2 facilitators running the show, and I love this description. They're like air traffic control for fun. The backstage area becomes this cool hang zone for the artists from the festival lineup. And that's where the magic happens, where fans and artists can just spontaneously play together. Every single set is a legit, one-time only thing. You'll never see it again.
And yeah, let's talk about the pizza. It's not just a funny name. Pizza is like the ultimate communal food, right? It's all about sharing. And that makes the whole thing super sponsor-friendly, but in a way that feels totally authentic, not all corporate and weird. It's a scalable idea that comes with its own story built right in.
When you boil it all down, this points to a really powerful idea about where live events are going. The future isn't just about building bigger and flashier stages, it's about finding real ways for the audience to get involved on a deeper level, to actually be part of the story.
And really, that's the whole takeaway here. The best festivals don't just give you music, they give you a story that you actually played a part in. And sometimes, all it takes to create that story is a chorus that everybody knows, a stage that says, hey, come on up, and that one simple, powerful line, tonight, you're in the band.